today's event, how to get full colour levers designs with UltraColour heat transfers. We are Target Transfers, the leading heat transfer manufacturer in the UK, and today we are going to run through how to design and create full colour levers hoodies with no weeding, just like the one that we have on display here. For those of you that have never offered levers designs before, don't worry, because making the most of levers hoodies has never been easier. As we mentioned in our live event last week, there will be 1.5 million primary and secondary school students leaving education this year, so that's a lot of opportunity for you to create and sell levers hoodies. Every textile printer should be connecting to their local school, college, university to seize the opportunity in the levers hoodies market. If you've never used heat transfers before, don't worry, we're going to show you just how easy it is to start and grow your business using this printing method. For those of you that do offer levers transfers already to your customers, today is a great opportunity to show you how to increase the value of your products and make them more in demand to customers and just increase your profits in general. So this is an example of one of our UltraColour levers transfers. This is the template that we have available on our website. So you can see it's got the main body of the levers design, the alphabet letters to do the students' initials, the school badge, and all of the neck label information. So you really get great value out of this one transfer sheet. Now, to give you an example on pricing for these levers hoodies, the 100 of these sheets with this template at A3 size works out at around £2.79 per sheet. So that includes the main body as well as all of the additional extras that are going to push the value of your product upwards. If you were to double that to 200 sheets for your order, it would drop to £2.29. And if you were to take it to 500, it would be just £1.99. So there's real cost savings to be having you order more. So depending on the size of the school, the class, the year, you can really make some great margins there. The hoodies that we're using today, you can find between £5 and £10 on the market. We've got some just fit ones, but there are plenty available, so it's whatever suits you and your business. And if you're selling these hoodies at around £25 to £30, there's a really good profit margin to be made there. So if you're not already doing levers hoodies, we're going to show you exactly how to get started. So today we're going to be showing you how to download our free levers template, artwork template off of our website, Target Transfers. How to create a full colour design using this template. So Andy's going to take you through how to design it in Illustrator and to create the gradients that you want for your UltraColour transfers. We're also going to show you how to order them, get the best price for the transfers through our EasyV website. And we're going to actually create a full colour levers hoodie using UltraColour as well, which we're going to do in a second. So for those of you that are new to using heat transfers, they are an easy and affordable way to decorate garments and make a profit for your heat printing business. They're used to get a real soft, thin finish that feels like part of the garment, and they last the same amount as the lifetime of the garment as well, so you have no worries about them coming off or peeling before the user is done with that particular product. And you can also achieve really bright, vibrant colours, which is what we're going to show you today using UltraColour. And also neons and metallic finishes for things like screen printed transfers, which we have an example here. The only equipment that you need to apply these transfers is a heat press. We're going to be using the Quantities Fusion IQ today, which we'll talk more about in just a second. Each design is printed onto the carrier sheet, which we displayed earlier. So the ink is printed onto this here at Target Transfers. We're based in Braintree, Essex, so everything's manufactured in the UK. And then all you have to do is place this under the heat press onto the garment. For UltraColour is 12 seconds, screen printed is 10. So not much difference, and they're both really quick ways to add custom designs to your garments. And they also have a very high quality finish. There's no cracking, no fading, and they have stretch and rebound as standard, so you don't have to worry about them. You say cracking as people move with the garments. So just to quickly cover UltraColour transfers, they fuse at 12 seconds, as I just said, at 120 degrees. So real low temperature, energy saving, great way to sort of apply them at a low temperature, which is big for a lot of businesses this year. And a medium pressure, so that's between 4 and 6 on one of these electronics presses, which can be adjusted depending on what pattern you're using. If you've got any pillows, pads under there as well, but generally speaking, medium pressure on whichever heat pressure you're using. There's no need for a second press as well to mention. We had quite a few questions off the back of our last levers event asking if after you've applied the levers transfer and you've peeled it, if you then have to fuse it again. You do not. You do a 5-second pre-press, you apply the transfer for 10 to 12 seconds, and that's it, you are done. The only thing, like we said previously, to mention would be not to wash the transfer for 24 hours after fusing it to make sure that the adhesive can probably bond to the fibres of the garment. But other than that, your work is done after the first pre-press and press of the UltraColour. So really quick, easy way. Regarding placement for the hoodies, just before we do this fuse, I just want to talk quickly about how you place them. So when your garment is on the press, you want to make sure that you place your levers design. If you're going onto the back of the hoodie, it's roughly 10 to 11 centimetres down from the neckline of the hoodie, so that you make sure when the hood is back, it's not covering it too much and it's exactly in the right place there. So, moving on to this Fusion IQ heat press. This is the Hotronics Fusion IQ. It has this swing draw motion technology, so you can either move the press out the way here, or you can pull the swing draw right forwards there. So it creates a great heat-free workspace, which is essential when you're creating things like levers hoodies. So you've got the space and you can see what you're doing. It also has a touchscreen IQ controller, so you can order the recipes for whichever custom heat transfer or heat transfer binder you're using is set into the press already. It also has the twin timers and the pre-press you can set separately to the actual transfer fuse, which makes a big difference, not having to change the timers every time. It also has interchangeable buttons. We're not going to be using those today because we don't need them for our levers hoodie designs, but if you were doing things like neck labels or left chest prints or something where you needed to isolate the print area to get accurate pressure with the fuse, it does have interchangeable buttons as well, which is very handy. And one of the biggest things to talk about with electronics presses is the over center pressure. So to make sure that you get an even press across the entire transfer and you don't have hole patches. So that's something that is very, very important on this press. As well as the threadability, you can see here with the hoodie we've got based on this, it's done very easily. Everything's hanging off the sides there. Garment is completely threaded underneath and it's ready to be fused onto. So without further ado, we're going to get started. So I've got it set to 120 degrees. I'm just going to do a 5-second pre-press onto the black hoodie. Run this over as well. So I'm going to pull this forward so you can see. Now, from our levers sheet, this is one that we prepared earlier. We've just cut out the main body of the levers design. So we're just going to place that roughly 10 centimetres down from the neckline of the garment using release paper. This just helps to protect the transfer and the heat press when you're fusing really, so that no inks or anything can be sort of moved onto the heat press. And also when your press lifts up off of the garment, it doesn't pull the carrier sheet of the transfer with it, so the release paper helps to sort of keep everything flat so that it doesn't release it too soon and start pulling the piece off. So let's start that there. And 12 seconds under the heat press. I'm just going to remove this from the press so that it has a chance to cool down, but as you can see, it's applied very well. So we'll just let that cool before we peel it. We always recommend leaving it 1 to 2 minutes before you remove the carrier sheet from your transfer, just so that it doesn't pull the adhesive away too soon, so that the design has a chance to fuse to the garment. Whilst we're waiting for that to cool, have we got any questions so far?
Yes, we just had one question asking if they can learn a bit more about design and placement and different tricks and resources for that.
Yes, we do. So for those of you interested in learning more about design and placement, we do have a free ebook download guide available on our website. Make sure to put the link in the comments of this video. Oh, Anna's already done it, brilliant. So you can go and download that, and then we will also potentially be running a live event. If this is something you guys are interested in, let us know in the comments and we will do a more in-depth look at design and placement for a range of garments, just to give you a bit more of an insight and education on that. So comment below if that's something you'd like to see, and in the meantime you can head over to targettransfers.com and download one of many ebooks, which is design and placement guide. Is there anything else? Is that it? Yeah. Okay, right, so I think this is cooled down almost enough. Yeah, so as you can see, one swift motion, full carriage sheet off, as you can see, all done there. And you are left with a full colour leavers hoodie. So that took just under 20 seconds for the entire thing. And as you can see, matches our mannequin in the background there, complete full colour. Really, really nice soft thin finish here as well. And the detail of the text. And this is all without weeding as well. So the usual that it takes you to do a leavers transfer, where you have to weed out all of these individual names using vinyl. Not only can you now use it without weeding, you can get a full colour gradient finish. So you can see here we've gone from pink to blue. And this really will add value to your leavers products as well. So yes, UltraColour, and then if you do still want to do the plain black and white, we have also got the 1 to 5 screen available, which is also very popular. So dependent on what your customers want and what you want to offer them, we've got everything you're looking for. So I'm going to pass you over now to Andy, who is going to take you through how to download our templates and design everything that you need in Illustrator. There we go, sorry.
Apologies for that. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone for joining us today, and for Molly for demonstrating just how easy it is to apply full colour heat transfer leavers designs. And we're really excited to bring you this presentation today, because full colour leavers designs are proving to be really popular in the UK this year. The main reason being is that doing full colour leavers design prints just wasn't possible before. Which is one of the reasons we're really excited about bringing UltraColour to everyone, is that it makes it possible to have unlimited colours in any transfer design. So previously, we know a lot of you were using our screen printed, 1 to 5 screen printed heat transfers and going for whites and reds and blacks, which all look great. But because there's such a movement for full colour prints in the industry in general, it means that actually we really want to show just how easy it is to offer all of your customers full colour leavers prints. So I'm just going to quickly remind everyone that if they head to custom.targettransfers.com and select Leavers 2022 from the menu, you can find our leavers template, and this has everything you need to get started. It's your template to make it your own, pick and choose which elements that you want to use, and today I'm going to show you just how easy it is to add a gradient onto any of these designs in the template or any of your other designs. So I'm just going to open up Illustrator. So download the template here. It's a free template. Anyone can have it. More than welcome to use it. It comes to you as an EPS file. So you should be able to open this up in just about any design platform that will accept EPS files. We're going to use Illustrator today because we find that easier, but CorelDRAW will be just as good. So you can see here on my screen, you've got the full leavers template. And just to quickly remind you, the standard part, which is the leavers with the 2022 and the name, tends to go on the back, as Molly has demonstrated. We know a lot of our customers like to use an initial on the front as well. We also have here a space to pop the school badge. So another great added value for using UltraColour transfers for your leavers design as opposed to screen, is means you could, if the school has a multicolour badge, which is often the case, you could even add the school badge on the front here as well. So I know a lot of you tend to embroider the badge on the front and then initial with vinyl, screen print, use a screen printed transfer on the back. You can kind of have a single source option here for doing everything that way. So you can speed up production time, speed up cost efficiencies, and have everything you need on one sheet. And as Molly mentioned to you earlier, you're looking around sort of 227, 229 for a whole sheet of this for an average levers class, which give you 1, 2, 3, and if you use a neck label, 4 transfers. So it's really quite a great cost saving across your whole item that way. And with an average cost of hoodie ranging sort of £5 to £10, you could be looking at sort of £10 to £15 profit margin, depending on any other costs you need to factor in. But to start, I'm just going to show you how to do the gradient on the levers element at the top here. So all you need to do, select everything you want, open up the gradient window, which is hiding under here. I'm going to start off with this sort of sunset gradient, and then I'm going to build upon that. So straight away, even if you don't want to do anything other than just add a slight gradient, it does it for you in Illustrator. Really, really nice and easy. It's very easy to change the direction of the gradient. You just pop down and change the angle, so you can have it going across. You can have it at 90 degrees. So there's lots of options that are really, really easy to do. And it's super easy just to change the colour. So when you're pitching this to schools, the way that I would personally recommend going with it is using the school's colours. You're putting the design in their image, so they can understand it, they can contextualize it, and they'll really appreciate what you've done there. So I'm just going to pick a couple of standard primary colours and change this on here so you can see just how easy it is to do. So to start off with, I'm going to change this one over here to be a red. So you just click on that little colour picker and pick red. And then you can drag this around and manipulate the colours to change the gradient as much or as little as you want to. And then I'm going to change over here. I'm going to put a blue in here. So again, we've changed it a little bit. Move that blue across, change the fade a little bit more. Then I'm going to add a green at the very end as well. You can see, very nice and easy. Just move them over to the end. And you've got this multicolour setup already. Very nice and attractive. Well, this one's a bit of a mess, but you can see how easy it is to just add colour fades in. You can move them up and down as much as you want to. Really, really easy. So I'm just going to take the green off, some of the orange as well. It looks a bit messy. We're just going to go with red and blue for now. So, but the one thing you might want to do is, you don't necessarily want the gradient to run exactly the same, or you want to kind of have some different patterns with it. So there's a really great tool just over here called the gradient tool. So you click on that one, and then if you can see that you've got this crosshairs arrow, and you can just fade it all the way across the design in any kind of proportion you want to. So if you want it to be mostly green with only a little bit of colour, you can do that, or you can go multicoloured all the way across. But it's really that simple. Just a couple of clicks and you've added a gradient to the design. And you can do this across every element of the design area. So at the moment we've got these text in black. We're going to keep them. We're actually going to change them to white because a lot of levers designs are done on white on a black or navy hoodies, and actually the white looks really great, as Molly's demonstrated earlier. And then we can change the color of the text as well. So again, same steps. Click on the gradient, add a color gradient, change it to however you want it to be. So in this instance, each letter is going to pick up exactly the same. So that means no matter which initials you're going to be putting on the design, it's really easy to have them look exactly the same. So if you've got an A and a Z, for instance, you can have them the color way to go exactly the same. If you did want to have an effect and have all the initials be slightly different, again, you could just use the gradient tool again. Again, the gradient tool just over here on the left, click the gradient tool, and again, you can see you can add an effect across absolutely everything. Really, really nice and easy. And then you can just add the school's logo in. We'll have a multicolour school's logo, depending on the sort of design specification they want to bring to you. That's just how easy it is to add a gradient to it. Really, really nice and simple. So that's really all there is to adding gradients. If anyone's interested in learning how to add the names into here, so I'm just going to change those back so you can see them. We did do another webinar 2 weeks ago on doing 1 to 5 color screen printed heat transfer levers designs, and I went through the whole process of how to take a spreadsheet all the way into getting perfect placement in here. So we'll put a link in the comments so you can find that video, or if you go onto our YouTube channel, youtube.com/target.com, you'll be able to find a full levers playlist. So every single time we do a video on levers, you can get the full live replay, or we split everything out into nice bite-sized chunks. So if you only need to learn certain elements of it, you can very easily pick the bits up that you need to. So one of the previous videos we have on there is how to add these names into it. It's really, really nice and simple. So don't worry about if you've never done a levers design before, it's really easy to get started. So last couple of steps, so with the finished design here, just going to outline my text, always best practice. And if anyone who's watching live, we'd love to hear from you if you've ever done a multicolored levers design before. So please leave a comment if you have or haven't. We'd love to find out. Or if you've never done a levers design before, let us know in the comments, and we'd be more than happy to go over any other steps as well. So another really important step here, just making sure you save it properly. So the file, save as, save on your computer, EPS file, always the best format for heat transfers. Then just make sure you click that compatible gradient and gradient meshing printing, because then it's going to keep all these lovely gradients just as you want them. So that means that when we come to print your design for you, you'll get it exactly as you see on your screen here. So are there any questions before I move on to the next stage about how to add a gradient on? Excellent. There's no questions. I'll show you just how easy it is to get an order for a levers design in just 2 days, and how to get the best price for it. So I'm just going to head to our custom.targettransfers.com, which is our site dedicated to all things heat transfer. So I'm just going to go to the home page here, just give you a quick reminder of just how to know which transfer to order. So today we've covered what we call UltraColour full color transfers. That's anything with blends and gradients or more than 5 colors. It's always best to go down the UltraColour route. As I mentioned before, we have previously covered 1 to 5 screen designs used for levers prints. So if you're just using 1 color levers designs, we always recommend going with the 1 to 5 color. You're going to get the best price point that way, and you're still going to get the nice soft feel that you expect from UltraColour. Today we're going to show you how to order and get the best price for full color heat transfers. The great thing about using an UltraColour design here is that you can really easily scale up your printing. So if you get anything from a small school to a large school, you can really get those cost efficiencies in. So the first thing you're going to be greeted with is picking your layout. So some of you can use an A4 layout depending on the size of the student that's going on. So really young graduating classes, you might still be able to get the A4 print on. And in that case, just use the elements of the design you need. You're more than welcome to use any of these layouts. Any of these layouts, you can put as many transfers on as you want as well. I'm going to use the A3 today, which is the standard option for levers designs, because you get everything on it. You can really maximize the sheet, and you can cover every single decorating element you need for a levers hoodie. So you just go to add design, add UltraColour heat transfer design. I've already uploaded my levers design, so I'm just going to add that on and get started. So you can see this is one I designed earlier, and all you need to do is just work out the quantities. That's it. So we start off with 10 here. This is our minimum order quantity, so no matter how small the school is, we've got you covered, and you can still get a very good price point on it. Average levers classes tend to be between 100 and 200. So just to give you a bit of an idea of how quickly the price can change, a score of 100, the price immediately goes down to £2.79. So really reasonable, really easy to get those cost benefits, because as I mentioned, you've got a full back print, you can initial it, you can add a school badge, and you can even add a neck label, which we always encourage. We have done a previous event on when and how to do neck labels, including how to use one of our free templates on neck labels. But this is a really great opportunity. Option A would be to offer a custom neck label to your customer, because you can charge a little bit extra for it. And then as you've already ordered the sheet, it's not going to cost you any more from a material point of view. And option B, if they decline the option of having a custom neck label, it's a really great way to promote your business and get your name out there. So that way, you might get further business, because a parent could be washing the Leavers hoodie, and they might think, actually, I need to get some designs printed, or my work needs to get some workwear done. And they'll look in the back of the collar and they'll see your business, your email address, and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to phone up X company. I'll just quickly show you how to get further price points. So if you're looking to get a class of 200, again, the price has come down by another 50p. So really, really big savings without having to scale up too much. So this is a really cheap and cost-effective way of doing Leavers design with unlimited colors. So as I repeat, this is unlimited colors. There's no limits on what you can do with the Leavers design here. So you can really bring your customers, for the first time in years, something different to offer them. So that way they can take it to school, they can really impress everyone who's going to be wearing your designs. And because this is the first full Leavers season with UltraColour available to you, there's not going to be anyone else that can match you for this design potential. So it's a really, really big opportunity for you to really make the most of multicolour Leavers designs, because this is, like I say, this is the first full season that's available. So do we have any questions?
We have one from Roddy, who asks, he runs a music festival. He said, I take it the same process could be used for printing band logos on a souvenir t-shirt or hoodie, so not really related to UltraColour.
Yeah, absolutely. Any of our transfers will work just great for bands, events, anything you're doing with regards to that printing. UltraColour is probably going to be the best option for music festivals, because you're most likely to have more than 3 colours in your design. And at that point, when you get to 3 colours, you're really going to get the best price point for Leavers. So yeah, absolutely. Use Leavers design. We've got all those different layouts. So depending on the size of your design, you can find the best option for you. Or again, if it's a design that fits multiple times within an A3, you could potentially use our gang sheet option. So you don't necessarily have to upload it all as one big feature and cut them down. You can keep adding as many designs as you want to onto the sheet, and then you just divide the cost of it by the number of transfers that way to get a better efficiency. But yeah, we're seeing, again, it's another, with events and music festivals kind of finally having a full season for them as well. We're seeing quite a number of designs come through already for live music festivals. So absolutely, Roddy. And if you've got more questions on that, just send us a message directly and we can kind of give you further advice with regards to that too. But yeah, great question.
We have one more.
Yeah.
Fiona has said that she really wishes there was a print size that would accommodate 2 back prints rather than filling the extra space with letters, etc.
Okay.
Obviously, maybe that could be a Leavers and then other nick labels.
Yeah, so I'll take you back to the illustrated design on this, Fiona, because it is possible. The Leavers design is quite wide this year with the 2 but there is no reason you couldn't, if you reduce the size of your Leavers design, there's no reason you couldn't turn this into an option for 2. So let me just, you bring that size down, copy and paste, and just put it underneath it. So if you wanted to get 2 Leavers design on there, you could do that. We're kind of, the A3 sheet is yours to make the most of in a way that works out best for your business. So if you want to put 2 Leavers 22 on there and just have the front plain, or you've already got a different decoration method, or using vinyl on the front, it's absolutely fine with us. This is just a template to get you started, really, as a kind of the main kind of element of the levers template is to just give you the tools you need to get those names in the middle. That's really the most important thing. But from that point onwards, do whatever works best for your business. Okay, so that is everything I think on the levers questions. So just to recap, if you want to add a color gradient to your design, use the gradient tool, select everything you need. You can change the colors really easily, and then you can just use the gradient tool here to slide all the way across in any direction that suits you, and that way you can make some really interesting designs to take to the schools that you're going to be representing with levers hoodies. Like I would recommend doing it in the school colors, and then taking them an example to use and explain exactly how to do it. One thing I would like to mention before we go as well is that we do have some live events running next week. So we will be doing heat printing masterclasses, one-to-ones. So if you are interested in learning more about this, or you have further questions about levers, then please do book onto one of those classes. Anyone that's signed up for emails will already be getting links to this. But we'll leave a link in the comments to sign up for events or to learn more about these. These are in person and virtual, depending on which area of the country you are in. What works best for you. Just sign up for these. They're all free, and we can go into more detail about how you can maximize the levers opportunity. Because as Molly discussed earlier, it's going to be at least 1.5 million UK children leaving a tier of higher education this year. So it really is a massive opportunity. The time is now to get in front of those schools and to pitch for that business. So don't delay until tomorrow. Go for it now, because as we've shown you over the last couple of weeks, no matter what the specification for their levers design, it's really easy for anyone to do it. And because we can get those prints back to you in 2 days, it means you can get a really fast turnaround for the initial order and for any subsequent orders that come additional to those for the schools as well.
Can we just quickly circle back to Fiona? She
Yep.
said that she needs it to be 500 mil length to comfortably fit two. Is it possible we offer a big transverse sheet size? I'm
afraid not. The A3 is the largest that we can do with the UltraColour printing technology, unfortunately.
That's it. We have no more questions.
Okay. Well, in that case, thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you to Molly for explaining just how easy it is to apply levers designs. And she was, for those that were watching along, it was the Hotronix Fusion IQ, which is a great option for doing levers designs because you've got that heat-free work environment, which makes it really nice and easy for those full back prints. And if you would like to learn more about how to get the perfect placement, as she demonstrated earlier, then you can get a free ebook on a guide to design placement, which is a link for that is available in the comments. So thank you again to everyone for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And do let us know any other hints and tips, videos you'd like to see more of, and we're more than happy to help on those.